You look good, by the way.
I look good.
You look good. That purple shirt is...
Purple shirt's on par.
Yeah.
That's so nice of you to wait while I have my pre-podcast poops.
Yeah, you know you're welcome.
My nervous poops.
You're nervous poops.
Yeah. But, oh yeah, no. I mean, oh, is it weird? I mean, every time you wake up in the morning to have 3 poops? Like, why can't my body do 1 poop? Why can't my body do 3 poops in 1? Like,
I don't know.
Are my intestines not big enough? To, like, down there, my lower intestine, is it, like, not big enough to hold all the poop that needs to come out?
Maybe. I am not the right person to ask, because sometimes I don't poop at all.
Oh yeah, you're one of them constipaties, eh?
Yeah, I am a constipated.
Eating too many pumpkins.
So much cheese.
Oh, pumpkins have fiber. Yeah, you do like cheese.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thanks for waiting for me. And here we are again for a new episode of the podcast, hopefully. If this doesn't go awry.
Yeah, what is this, episode 65?
65.
66.
Yeah,
Can't count.
and we got you a new house coat to feel comfy in the pod studio while we do these, right?
Yeah, that is the best decision, but also the worst, because I am in full holiday mode right now because of the house coat. I have like my coffee. I'm wearing the house coat. I'm taking this house coat home.
Is there? I mean,
So
I feel
good.
like people should always live like they're in holiday mode. You know?
Exactly.
Why not?
It's hard because you work your 9 to 5 jobs, right? And like my job, I can't show up in a house coat
Of course.
at all unless
Most jobs.
unless it's Halloween and I'm trying to be Gandalf. But
Totally. Yeah, you definitely look like Gandalf the Grey.
I would be beak so hard if I showed up in this robe and like a beard, and I'm like, I'm a wizard. My students would be like, don't you make more money than that? I'd be like, I'm still renting, guys, okay? I got dreams.
I guess we never are really told where Gandalf lives. He is the wandering wizard.
Yeah.
So I imagine he rents basement suites.
Yeah. Well, and it's the best teacher outfit because you get to yell, "You shall not pass."
Exactly.
At the students.
To every student when they want to take a piss.
You shall not pass.
Until there's a human rights activist in there. This teacher isn't letting kids pee.
Oh, some students are not some students. Some teachers are really strict about bathroom breaks. Like they can only
Kids
go at
screw
recess.
around in that stuff now. Now,
They
especially
do,
with
yeah.
phones now.
No.
Kids will be like, "Oh, I've got colitis," and they'll just sit in the bathroom all day and watch fucking, Lil Yachty.
I got colitis.
Fucking Percocets or whatever.
I'm such a softie though, because growing up, like my brother has, I probably shouldn't pour him.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, but anyway, like I don't want to take away that from them, like the access, because it's not fair.
No.
I mean,
not really.
I don't get to go
Yeah,
when they do, but
yeah, I mean, and also, again, who's to say that, like, bathroom breaks should be allowed? And I'm not so sure that, and we can talk about this, I'm not so sure that kids being on phones and stuff is bad. Like, I've never been one of those types of people who believe video games, movies, or phones are bad in any way. Like, they're bad for neck posture.
yeah,
They're bad for, maybe getting you to not go outside as much, because outside is good for you also, just like how a phone can be. But like, it's all about balance as usual. But yeah, because like, so that kid's going to the bathroom to check up on his phone or whatever. I mean, or play on his phone. That's the way. I mean, it does depend a little bit on what they're taking in. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if he's going there and watching animes while he sits on the toilet. I mean, even animes though, like, sometimes have some interesting scientific and fantasy language in them, so it's good for vocabulary.
yeah.
It's good for imagination.
Mm-hmm.
So like, who's to say that literally that when they go to the bathroom and watch their phone, they're not getting higher quality information than when they're in the classroom with you,
Yeah.
So it's just two different areas of knowledge, really.
It's a whole different ball game, because when I think about when I was in school, right, I used to have to rush home to catch Full House. Because it was on. Now you can watch it whenever. It's on Netflix.
You know what would be
on
weird is,
your
I
phone.
guess you know this. Let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Kids now, like when they go out for recess, Are they fucking, some of them sitting on benches looking at their phones?
Usually, no, because they're not allowed to have their phones in school.
In elementary they're not allowed to have their phones.
No, like they can have them in their backpack if they need to like contact, but they can't have them. The older grades, like the middle years, they'll sneak it out, and honestly, I'm only there for like maybe a day or two, so I don't put up a fight with them. Because, yeah.
Fair enough. That's very interesting.
Yeah. No, they still like hang out and play, and
that's good. That's really good to hear, honestly.
Yeah.
So, I recently, last weekend, saw Oppenheimer. Pretty good movie, but I mean a little boring. Definitely don't go to it late at night.
Is that what you did? Do you go to it late at night?
Sleepy. I went to it late at night, and oh man, I barely made it through the fucking thing. It was but I mean, in terms of cinematography, and like a movie that's about a scientist like that, they did a good job of making it interesting and watchable and that kind of stuff. Like, because really, it is a boring story. Really, the reality is that Oppenheimer would not have been the guy to head this project if he didn't have a friend relationship with Einstein. That basically got him all of his clout. I don't know what he did to earn that, or to earn Einstein's being his good graces, to earn his respect. I don't know what he did for that. Maybe it was academic based, and so maybe he is smart. But I mean, like, the reality is, isn't it funny about how life is all about connections? Like, there was probably dozens of other scientists who, if they were given the funding and the team that Oppenheimer was, could have been able to do the same thing. But because Oppenheimer knew Einstein, there you go. And that's politics. You know, that's politics. I was debating this the other day with a buddy of mine. Like politics and whether, and the human relationship, and whether human relationships and connection, and whether or not it is a form of like, not collusion, but essentially keeping people out, you know. And it's hard to say. It's hard to say, because in a way it is. It's like a form of elitism, right? But then what are we doing? Are we calling all social relationships elitist? It's kind of tricky, because all social relationships are not elitist. They, you know. So it's hard to draw the line in there somewhere, especially with politics, because you have these people. So let me be more specific. The public, the general public, people out there, the average person, when they think about politics, they don't have a frame of reference to understand it. You know? And that's what I seem to run into with one of my primary old engineering buddies that I debate with, is there's no frame of reference for what politics is. He's like, he'll say things like, let me get on the right train of thought here. So he'll say things like, politicians are serving their friends' interests, or there shouldn't be money in politics, and stuff like that. But the reality is that the public sector, the government, isn't really beholden to politicians that much. There's all these there's legacy politicians who've been in there, and they didn't necessarily get elected, but they've been there for longer. They got their position through actually getting it, and they worked their way up.
Yeah.
And they have huge control, just like politicians do. Some would say more control. Some people call this the shadow government. But it's not. Well, it is technically, but that's just a negative word, really. It's just these people that are in there, the legacy government. They are the people who weren't elected, but they're in there. So,
kind of sounds like some Harry Potter, his shadow government.
A little bit, yeah. So when you have the politicians who are these are the representation for the private people, like the people who the corporate interests, right? Because a lot of politics, they get given money by corporations and stuff like that, and people think that this is bad, and I don't agree with that. I think it's just part of the system, because, like I said, the public sector people are looked after by their own people. Politicians don't really affect that much. And then us public sector, the corporations, everybody else who's out here, we need representation too. That's what the politicians that are elected are for.
Yeah. And
so if you have politicians following the corporate money, following corporate interests, that isn't bad in the sense that whatever keeps corporations alive, and I know that it's tough because people just say, okay, pal, but like, they don't, just because they get more money doesn't mean they're hiring more people. It just means they're jacking up their bonus and finding ways around hiring more people. I get that, but I like to believe that people are good as they age. As they get older, they become more and more giving. And that happens. So, and you wouldn't see all these companies with 50,000 employees if that wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know most of them are mining companies nowadays, and you see what Elon's done to Twitter, which has cut it down to 20% of what it had before, and so on and so forth. So there's evidence on both sides, but I believe it is not a bad thing to have politicians representing corporate interest, period. So if that makes me like a shill or a fucking hard right conservative, that's just one piece that I believe in, and it doesn't make me that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, because that the gist is that. I mean, we need to keep jobs, and we keep jobs by giving corporations power. Because essentially it's corporations versus government at the end of the day for that money, for that public money.
Yeah.
And if those politicians don't find a way to give it to corporations, give them breaks, give it to the regular people, then the fucking government is just going to take it as salary, just like the corporations do, even though it's maybe more spread out. Take it as salary, waste it, into their friends. They have some friends that do landscaping, and they have control over a budget. They're going to make sure that money gets to people back to the relationships thing. I would do the same thing. You would do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't want to get caught doing it. We wouldn't want it to be our frontline thing, known as, oh, here's the guy he's a cheater. Like, he will give out contracts to people who don't deserve them. But like, we'll do it as long as we can get away with it, and most of us will. Mm-hmm. Like, let's say your brother or sister or what. Let's say your sister was a hairdresser.
Yeah.
And there was an opening in your district, Ward 4. You were the MLA. You would make sure, and she has a unit that she likes and that she wants to lease for her hairdresser thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know who the person is who owns the building, who will give her the lease. You know her, you know all of it, you know the area. You would be more lenient on this dude. Like, let's say this dude who owns this building has an issue with his building codes or something like that.
Yeah. Or
his licensing. You would help him get that if it meant that your sister would secure or be more confident in her lease in that nice hairdresser location. So that is the type of circles of collusion that we're talking about here that exist everywhere.
Yeah, it happens in my job too.
It's like in Oppenheimer with the drops of water and with the way that they designed the fission bomb.
Mm.
Social structure is the same as that, with how it's all these ripples from drips and they just circles. So anyway, that's Oppenheimer. Good movie.
Yeah, great actors.
Politics, good actors. Benedict Cumberbatch, looking a little older than... Wait.
No, that's Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. Looking old. Benedict Cumberbatch looking pretty good.
Yeah.
British people, they're like black. It's like Brit don't crit. No, like it's like black don't crack, and it's like Brit don't... I don't know. Is there any sayings for that? British don't lose their hair.
No, he did not lose his hair,
ladies. They may have crooked teeth, but they make up for it in hair.
Yeah. When I went, I noticed a lot of young people going, and I had to like LOL because
they don't know what they're getting into. Do they?
No.
Sorry, finish.
No, because I felt nerdy even going because most of my friends are like, "Have you seen the Barbie movie?" And I was like, "No, I went to Oppenheimer."
Hey, before we finish, are we 9 minutes in?
20.
20? We're 20 minutes in?
Yeah, but...
Okay, let me just hit this quick, because as long as you're not inside of 9 minutes, you know that you can get kicked off of YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about your thoughts on marijuana? I know that the viewers want to know.
Want to know? Pumpkins.
Yeah, they want to... Well,
Pumpkins
everybody in today's... Weed's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we used to be putting people in jail for life for weed just 7 years ago.
Yeah.
In the United States, and even in Canada sometimes too. And now here we are, everybody's doing it all the time.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I like weed. I don't smoke it often because it just hits me a little too hard. Hence why I don't smoke it often. It's kind of that full circle there. I usually like.
You turn into a carved pumpkin.
Yes.
And the carving is not legible.
Well, what happens is like I smoke it and then I have like this.
Still a red dot on the.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all good.
You smoke it and.
I smoke it and then I get kind of sleepy and then snacky. So what usually happens is I eat and then sleep.
Yeah.
And I don't like to do that during the day because
Yeah.
I just feel like a whole day has been wasted.
Yeah, and the guilt builds, hey.
Yeah.
But there's some people, you know, and that's a fair view for you because you've always worked so hard your whole life, so you don't need that. But then there's some people who sorry, I meant to say that the opposite way. Not that you haven't worked hard, but you're not like, I mean, right now at a given age, you're not the assistant attorney general.
Nope.
You know, you're not you're not the a wonderkind and like on the board of the school board, at the
Yeah.
so you're not necessarily in that position. So life has been not in the highest level of difficulty for you. It's been lower. And for some of those people who are on the higher end, where every day they're like, I got fucking hundreds of people waning on the things I say and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
That are adults, and it's important, and a bunch of money is on the line. And maybe they played sports their whole life, and like then to people like that, they don't feel guilty as much when they really take a load off, or even for a period of years in their life, they will. I think that's where the guilt can be. It can be hefty, or it can be not so hefty. But guilt is definitely something that you need to manage with drug use, I think, because I think that's what guilt is ultimately what I think will change a person over from a healthy drug user to a addict whose life is in danger. Like once, and I really think sometimes it comes down to the parents a little bit. Sorry, I hijacked your story a little bit.
No, it's okay.
Because I feel that like once your parents give up on you, that's when people, like if you're a drug user and then like your parents are like, you're a drug addict, that's when you're like really a drug addict.
Oh.
Don't you think? I feel like that's when you move to Vancouver and start skidding the rows. So you've been to Vancouver, eh?
No. I don't get the chance to travel a whole lot. Yeah. Shame. Sure.
But I mean, that means when you do travel, it'll be that much better. Traveling when you're young is stupid anyway. Honestly. Yeah. It's stupid. It's funner to be an old person who just kind of sinks into the bushes and you're just like, people don't see you and you're just like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My partner wants to travel a lot, so I'm hope he's ready for a lot of wide-eyed, like looking around me like, wow, look at that. Because he even talks about going skiing, and he's like, have you ever been skiing in the mountains? And I'm like, no. And
There's
he's like,
better than that.
I was like, I just drove past them. And even just driving past them with my friend, because we were going to go to a bachelorette trip in Banff, I was just in awe. Like, I was looking around and I'm like, oh my God,
so
those
amazing,
are mountains? Like,
so amazing. And those roads that you've been on then, if that's as far as you went, I mean, that's like, they're nice. You know what's nice about them? Aren't they nice, like, flat and open and like good highways and everything?
Yeah, beautiful.
Wait till you get a little further in.
Yeah.
It's not, after you pass about 2.5 hours in, like you wheel the amount to drive in one day. 2.5 hours. Once you get past that, it gets a little squirrely.
Ooh.
Gets a little squirrely, gets a little fun.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is that Canadian standards for roads must be so much higher than the United States. I don't understand it because I've been through Montana and Washington now. Washington State. And the roads there are just insanely dangerous. Insanely dangerous compared to ours here. Like, we'll blow out the sides of mountains so that we can keep a highway relatively more straight. Their roads through their mountains are just like wild. Minimal effort, all cracked up. No guardrails.
Oh my.
Wild shit. So, anyway, just to do with the road standards. That's boring engineering shit. I try not to talk about engineering stuff so much. because it's boring. So yeah, your partner wants to travel a lot, and he was telling you about the mountains, and I was just letting you know that as you get deeper into there, whoo, Nelly, and like Montana, the roads up there, amazing. So you've never, are you much of a skier?
No, the last time I skied was when I was little.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you.
He's prepared for. I hope he's prepared for that. Also.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, just practice a little bit, and there is nothing
just practice a little bit.
Yeah. Well, no, but you don't. The thing is you don't need to practice that much. You may not realize. You may think that it's like, oh, I can barely survive at the little bumps in Saskatchewan. The reality is that groomed runs, stuff like that, working on the fundamentals on groomed runs is important. But like at the end of the day, once you go to an area that is like extreme, like in the mountains, it's like, honestly, the powder is so deep that you can fall all you want. You don't want to get trapped, of course. So like, but the skills for that you learn when you're there. Like the deal is like if you're falling into the snow, like sometimes you have to take your stuff off. Yeah. To like get out safely out of a certain area. Yeah. So you want to work on those skills. Like you want to make sure that you're able to freaking do this stuff. Yeah. In a distressed situation. Yeah. Other than that skill though, it's easier to ski in scary places than not scary because of the snow. That's what's so funny about it, and that's what's so cool about it is that you're more limited by your ambition in skiing than you are your skill level. Seriously, because of the snow. So.
Well, I pick up things fairly quickly.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you can look forward to that. That's going to be something for your life. If you haven't experienced that yet, that's something that is just it might change your life. Honestly, you look like the people don't know what you look like, but you look like every person that you see at a ski hill. Oh. Yeah. Like the strong cheekbones and like smiley face with like the like you have a skier's face. Oh. Well, it's because there is a lot of people that are your ethnicity in this, that are literally ski bums. I think it might change your life. Yeah. I think it might change your life too. Because your life is in such dumps right now. Oh. No, I'm just kidding. Your life doesn't need changing, but it is a nice addition.
Yeah, I'm just excited to get into a hotel with him. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, Jesus. This isn't a porn podcast here at the end. So, I learned today that my cat, the mascot of this show, knows how to open a window.
No way.
Have you ever seen a cat open a window?
I have not.
Like, not a push one.
Yeah.
This is a slide to the side window. I see this cat jump up on the ledge. There's nothing it's sitting on a ledge that big. Yep. And it fucking slides the window to the side and just meow and looks at me out on the front deck. I was like, holy shit.
Got a smart ass cat.
This cat is Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Oppenheimer.
This is Oppenper.
Okay.
This is Oppencatter.
And here I thought my cat was intelligent because I did the wall test. So you.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this. But what is it again?
Yeah, so you hold your cat kind of by its like armpits, and you like kind of slowly kind of push it against the wall. And if your cat is intelligent, the paws will go out and like stop it from hitting the wall. I did this to 2 different cats. One, I figured the result would be such, and it was. It's hilarious. If your cat is deemed unintelligent. Should we get the mascot in here?
Let's test Tybalt.
I bet you she'll make it. She's in her little bed.
We got a little Balchus here.
Aww. This is probably the cutest podcast already.
You got your little cocaine nose, I see. Okay. All right, so we got our little mascot, Tibby Balchus here. Yeah. How does it look on the camera?
It's so cute. You
can't see her yet, eh?
No. I'm glad she likes that bed.
Yeah.
Frankie didn't. Oh my God.
Are you able to see her on the shot?
Yeah. Oh, she's so cute.
Oh, she's purring super loud.
Oh.
Let me see if I can get the mic on there. I guarantee that you're going to be able to hear that on the mic. Good girl, Tybalt. You're a voice actor now. You might be the first cat to ever be on a podcast. Okay, so let's do this test.
Yeah, wall test, yeah.
I really hate to wake her up for this. But you know what we'll do? Is we'll let the test wait. We'll let the test wait, okay? Let's,
Too bad we need a guest chair.
Yeah, I do.
The mascot.
Yeah, okay, we'll let the test wait.
No.
Because I don't want to wake her up right now.
Oh, you can see her little ears out of the...
Okay, so we'll leave that for now. And we'll come back to it. We're not going to forget she's right here, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
The studio looks different, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thanks for asking. Thanks for noticing. I built this bookshelf. Pretty sweet. I'm gonna have them eventually all along the wall here for this studio.
Yeah.
Should be pretty sweet. It's funny. I just used the word notice. This is a really dumb tangent, but let me just tell you about a little debate I'm having with a dude right now.
Ooh, yes, please.
So, the gist is we are trying to come up with essentially the order of operations that happen inside of a person's neurology to make them notice something.
Oh.
So what does notice mean? What is the definition of notice?
Do you want me to Google this?
You would just say to see somebody, right? I've already done it because we like research concepts like this all the time. So, TICE, like TICE, is a British word that means to. It's a prefix that means to allure or to entice. Tice, like notice.
Okay, so
to notice something means to see something essentially without it alluring you. You just happen to notice. So right now I'm noticing everything around the room. But something that would allure me is like, let's say I'm a little cold. There would be an allurement. I wouldn't notice the jacket. I would see the jacket and put it on because I would have tice then. So I wouldn't be noticing it. I would be ticed. Does that make sense?
Oh,
so
interesting.
So, effectively, we're coming up with the order of operations inside of the neurology that causes somebody to notice something. Because we believe that it's the precursor to motivation. Because we've been talking a lot about motivation. Because we've been trying to figure out, because it's my primary issue with the transgender movement is motivation. Because I feel like gender is a big motivator. Pretty much, you're only the best thing in life is when you're having sex. It's pretty much people live for that. You're only living when you're having sex. After you're done having sex, when you're past 50 or whatever, or you can still have sex in those ages, but it's a lot different.
I hope
it's a lot different. Yeah. So my point is that if you take that away, I understand that these gender fluid people are still having sex and stuff. But and I guess you can't argue with the idea of an orgasm. But there's different intensities of orgasms, and there's different as long as they're getting theirs, that's fine. But I mean, a lot of what's going on in our world, and what needs to happen in, say, a family unit. And listen, I can comment on this as a person who grew up in a family that isn't a typical family unit. Okay? Yeah. That there's advantages to each of the genders in the unit. And I'm not saying that two neutral gendered people couldn't fill roles on the fly and just decide they do this, that, and the other, and then fill most of the gaps, and then put together a decent little sack of a family. But it's just there is a motivation factor there that I think is missing, and then I think it just brings a dampening on the whole situation. So what we're talking about mostly, me and this guy, is what you can do to somebody's brain or what you can do to their diet or whatever to help them notice more things and then therefore have more motivations to do things. Because when you're in a room, right, you're not going to do anything unless you see stuff where it's oh, I got to do that. I got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Noticing things to do is the precursor to motivation.
Yeah.
So yeah. I accidentally said the word notice when you noticed this, so I figured I'd go on that rant about a random word, if that's all right.
I'm motivated to organize your bookshelf. That's what
it's
I
a
noticed.
mess. I know. Yeah, sorry about that.
Also,
you probably came into the studio and were like, goodness gracious, Stephan better not expect me to clean this.
Look at all those medals. That's a little intimidating, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, well, those are all track and hockey.
Yeah.
Track and hockey.
Which one is more? More hockey? Or?
Oh, way more hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't start track until I got a little older.
Yeah.
And yeah.
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 I figured it would be more hockey. Your hockey bag hasn't left by the front door. It's like ready to go as soon as the snow falls.
Oh, it's got to be there. Yeah, it's ready to go. The thing is, I should be playing some summer hockey. But
isn't that like road hockey? Rollerblade?
No. There's a hockey rinks in the winter or in the summer, and there is little leagues and stuff for during the summer too.
Yeah.
And they're often a lot cheaper. Honestly,
oh.
That's why it's like I should start playing hockey during the summer only.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Here I thought you were so intense that maybe you had like an off-season sport.
Well, I do, but like, I would love to also play hockey in the summer. Sort of, it'd be nice to not go to the rink and be cold all the time. And it is my favorite thing about early and late season hockey, is that it's warming up.
Yeah.
Mid-season hockey, when it's fucking January and February, is the worst. You don't want to leave the house, but you have to.
Yeah.
And then you rush from your car into a building that's stinky and also cold.
Mm-hmm. Shout out.
And then you go to a back room to get ready to put on gear that's stinky in an even stinkier room with stinky other people with their stinky stuff. So
yeah, like hockey bags are
like a liturgy of stinky.
Not the best.
Yeah. Yeah, my nose bear. My nose took a beating in my upbringing with all the stinky rinks. I played hockey now for 28 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty crazy. I started skating for the first time when I was 3.
Oh.
And I learned to ride a bicycle the same year.
Yeah. Little guys playing hockey, so cute. So cute.
Is it ever? I love that they don't hit each. My favorite thing about watching little kids play intense sports that are normally done by gladiators, like football and hockey, is that the kids, they don't have an instinct to hit each other.
Yeah.
Which I find is so cute. They just go up to each other and they're just like...
Yeah. It's worth it, because like and shout out to hockey moms, because when you're in there and you're freezing and all you have is like your Tim Hortons coffee, it's like the cuteness makes up for the fact that no wine is served.
Well, yeah. Sports are great.
So
there is no sport I'd watch that I don't have a blast watching. Have you ever seen that fucking sport where the people, it's like ping pong, there's a ping pong table, but they kick a ball back and forth on the table like ping pong, but it's a soccer ball.
Okay, so the ping pong table is still at the ping pong table height.
Yeah. Except
it's a soccer ball bouncing
and
between the two.
And they can only use their feet, chest, and head, just like normal soccer. So they're doing this.
Oh my god, that sounds like a sport I can't do.
Soccer that takes place on a ping pong table. Soccer. What?
Your hip flexors got to be like
ping
top shelf.
Oh shit! Sorry, what did you say?
I said your hip flexors have to be like top shelf.
All the athletes, they just have these awesome lateral. Ping pong, but it's played with a soccer ball and your feet. Tech ball. T-E-Q ball.
Tech ball.
Pretty cool little sport. So like I got into watching that for a little while, but I'm not gonna lie, it was because there was like babes. Like there was because it's like a South American sport. It's like a soccer sport, right? So poor people play it sort of, and there's a lot of babes that play it because it's like soccer.
Did you notice?
Yeah, I definitely noticed their cheeks. Yeah, for sure.
Whoa.
Their sweet cheeks. So, I love watching sports. Like this bar that we go to for our wings, it's in the middle of a soccer. I hate soccer, but like it's in the middle of this soccer arena, and I even like watching soccer. It's fun. Especially in a good mood when you watch other people exercising. You know, you kind of feel like you're exercising.
That's why I like those home improvement shows. I'm like,
oh yeah,
people are doing work and I'm not. I like it.
My house is staying the same.
I like critiquing too. Like if they're like, I'm gonna put this here, and I'm like, I don't think so. House Hunters is my absolute favorite, though, because
You get to learn a little bit about real estate too.
yeah, and then I get to be like, I don't like that house, or how can they afford that house, or, they're both like unemployed.
Get to make fun
What
of
the
them
heck,
because they're being irresponsible with money.
Yeah.
They're starting the next housing bubble.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then when I feel bad about like me being poor, I always listen to Dave Ramsey. Sorry.
Who's that again?
He's like a financial guru.
Financial guy.
He's quite Christian.
Okay.
But he doesn't push a lot of like his values onto his listeners, which is nice, but he kind of holds true to his beliefs. And I always hear callers phone in and they have like oodles of mountain debt, and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing so bad.
I love that. Sorry to interrupt, but we should I was on the fence about this, but I should start putting a phone number onto all the websites. The thing is though, is that live streams, like if we were to live stream this, like we could easily, with an extra phone, we could have it set up right now. We could be live streaming on TikTok. We could even start that right now actually with my other phone.
Yeah.
And I'd like to get questions. I guess they don't have to be. Phone-ins are
phone-in
cool.
questions?
Because we're doing audio, right?
Yeah.
A phone-in question is kind of sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you got a little bit of audio content there.
Yeah.
But like, also, if it's just TikTok and if you're just reading the chat as you sit over there, that's also pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, where your coffee cup is or whatever, I think next time, which will be probably in a little bit, we'll have the TikTok live set up. And we'll field some questions as we go.
Oh, wow.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe it would add to it.
Yeah.
Because I've done it before, and I know that you actually get a lot. And sometimes you'll have like 100 people watching you live, or 1,000 people watching you all at once, just from opening it up.
Wow.
Like honestly, we should do it right now. Like let me just see. I've got all this stuff on my list. Okay, so the funny cat fights, the cocaine nose Tybalt, and Ben Bankus. Okay, but let's put on a TikTok live here.
Yeah, cocaine nose Tybalt.
Quick intermission. We're gonna put on a TikTok live here.
Oh, Tybalt's still napping.
Yes, that's so cute. Isn't that cute?
That bed looks so comfy. I wish it was human sized. I would never leave.
If it had edges like that, you know that they make beds like that.
Oh, they do?
They actually make beds like that. They make beds that are, that have edges like that.
Oh my god! Don't tell me that. My landlord would be like,
"Shit, hold on, back and now. What should be our topic for our live podcast?"
What do we have left? We have Tybalt. Why she has white powder on her nose?
We got to be more general.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about cats and squirty poops and the starches.
Yeah.
90s toys. Your story about Barbie.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, because the Barbie movie came out.
And Ben Bankus. I want to talk about what's going on with him. Oh, we should talk a little bit about tubage too.
Tubage, yes.
I want to talk. We haven't been. We're not on the record about this yet.
Yeah.
And I want us to have this on the record because I think that this is critical for society.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the listeners, what is tubage?
Tubage is when a male, preferably.
Jeez, imagine when you start doing clit tubage. That wouldn't be. Oh, jeez. I wouldn't want to have any female tubage. That would be a bad thing. But what is it for a male?
Okay, so the best way to describe this is I seen this TikTok of a guy. He's fairly fit. He was mixing a salad, and like an actual salad, like he was for food, and and he was wearing sweatpants, and you can see the outline of his
junk.
His junk. Yeah.
And so I mean, like,
that's
it is just
tubage.
as advantageous for guys to do this as it is for girls. Like some girls use their cleavage. Obviously, and their shape as such a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
A weapon, but not weapon in a bad thing, but just for their own advantage.
Yeah.
And I feel like guys do it too. Of course, they got their own attributes, but like I feel like guys have not unsheathed the fucking weapon that's gonna turn the West from being a feminized society. The weapon is tubage. That's what I think.
Do you think tubage is equal to cleavage?
Tubage is equal to cleavage.
Yeah.
It's a combination. It is equal to cleavage. Yeah, I think. But maybe even more valuable. But the thing is, though, it's like some girls would argue that, like, because a girl's butt is probably the most important thing. So, no, I mean, not her face.
Whoa.
Other than face.
I mean, I took that as an instant compliment because if any, no, you're like, don't do that. Because I have more butt than boobs. So that's good. Okay. Yeah. To the viewers out there, that's generally.
Now you're getting an idea of what she is shaped like a pumpkin. No.
Sure.
Down below.
Shaped like a.
There's definitely pumpkins in certain places. So okay.
Tybalt's head pops up. Like, what are you guys
talking about? We got pumpkins. We're talking fat asses, guys. I like big butts. Can you bring me back? What were we talking? Oh, we were talking about tubage. Yeah, tubage, I believe, is the ultimate weapon that men need to unsheath to control the females. You know, just like how, not control, but like get them to like you. You not getting any DMs? Get a little tubage out there. You know, there'll be some girls who will be happy with your tubage and be like, oh, maybe I should dabble with that. Just like how there's some guys who are like, this is why a lot more girls depression, like, because there's a lot of guys who wouldn't be interested in a girl based on kind of her general shape and way, but they'll mess around with her for a little while, or they'll just, if they both consenting, of course, they will have like short one night stands and things like that, which they both like and I guess benefit from potentially health wise, because she has good boobs, you know, like that will happen for boob guys, you know, guys who are boob guys. So men need that too. You know, there should be some men out there who are just like, there should be some men who are benefiting from this, like who are just, their personalities are shit and they're ugly as fuck. Oh. And maybe they're fat or maybe they're poor, but then they got a decent little wiener, and maybe a girl likes a decent wiener, and then they get a little bit of camaraderie from that. Yeah. You know, I think that's valuable. It's valuable for men just like it's valuable for women, for women. But or do you think that that's like, is that fucking like pure just hedonistic? Is that only going to lead to depression? Because I was talking about how I think it minorly benefits it, not just the physical benefits of having the sex and the exercise, but like it's kind of good for you a little bit. Would you agree with that? Even one night stands? Not as long as you don't do them too much. Yeah. I've never had a one night stand. But I'm just saying. Yeah. I did. It's not great. It's not great. I did. So small. So small. It's a secret. It's a secret. I did. Hey world, I had a one night stand. It was whispers it like Joe Biden, you know, Joe Biden. That's the female Joe Biden. Yep. He always starts whispering during his speeches. Hey, just like, guys, we gotta all work together. I had a one night stand. It was not great for many reasons. Oh, we're starting a TikTok live. Yeah. Yen. Don't forget your one night stand, okay? Okay. Topic is going to be cats. Oh, geez, they don't let you write that much here. Yeah, cats. I'll just put cats. No. Okay, so you're done your coffee? Perfect. Yeah, so hopefully I won't be yawning. And then, like, do you know how it works? Essentially, well, it'll show you up here as we get likes and as we get people kind of coming through. Oh. I think normally, I'm surprised you're not seeing one yet. Usually you see one right away. Should we have it going the other way so that I can read the questions? Oh, yeah, or they're going to be upside down, eh? Yeah, I mean, I'm an excellent reader, but I'm not that great. Yeah, let me just...
that's a little better.
Camera's on. Well, the camera's just gonna be.
Oh, we have three people joining. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. Hello, everyone. Hello, world.
You're gonna make us look like a fucking bunch of amateurs here.
Sorry.
Okay, so
I am an amateur.
here we are. Yeah, we're back. We're in the middle of episode 65. What? How far in are we?
Oh fuck! The camera stopped. When did it happen?
It's okay. It'll be a little bit ago. Just restart it.
Oh.
So there'll be a gap. Okay. Oh man, I
Technical
hope we didn't miss any of that Tybalt stuff. Didn't I ask you after the Tybalt stuff if the camera was running?
It.
Who knows? Who knows? Let's hope for the best.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first half anyway. We got camera for that.
No.
So.
Why did it shut off?
Producer fired.
Again.
Okay, so everybody who's in the live TikTok right now, we're looking for questions. You're closer to the phone too, so they'll hear you better. Just tell them that we're looking for questions.
He says keep it up.
Somebody said keep it up.
Yeah.
Look, hell yeah, we got all this motivation here. I love it. I bet you they noticed.
Oh, we got some hearts floating. Want likes. Okay.
Nice. Oh, people doing all the weird TikTok stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Recently, we allowed our cats. Me and the pumpkin producer, we allowed our cats to meet each other, didn't we?
Yeah, my cat doesn't have a lot of friends, so I thought maybe.
Yeah, so we
Tybalt
figured
could be a
we'd
friend.
socialize our cats. My cat is not fixed, although they're both females people, so don't be getting any crazy ideas here. So, they were just, and I wonder what other people's experiences are with this. Feel free to comment on the video or whatever. Like, it's cats? They just fight. If they're two females, if it's a young female and kind of like a other sort of young female, they just were at each other's throats, weren't they? Chasing each other constantly.
Yeah. Well, I felt that was normal because this isn't Frankie's home, right? They have what's called like scent soakers in a home. So it would be like Tybalt's little bed there would be a scent soaker for her. So like her scent is on it, which means that this is her home. Gotcha. So I kind of figured going in, right? Like when Frankie's visiting, she wouldn't have very many scent soakers here. I think the next time I'll bring like her litter box would be like a good thing to have around, and then maybe like a blanket or a bed or two, while she visits.
You know what like crazy animals do for that? Like I've seen like you ever heard of like a leopard, like a snow leopard? You ever seen a snow leopard?
No.
Do you know? And like big cats like that, they use rocks. Like if they're gonna do that scent stuff where they piss on something or whatever, or just have their general scent. Yeah. Fucking big cats use rocks. Oh. Isn't that so cool?
That is really cool.
So like, cats just going around pissing on rocks. Like, I think that's so cool.
Pissing on rocks.
Because it's like we like rocks, right? And it's like it's significant in our minds, probably because of stuff like that. Oh. There would be smells. It's like essentially the first Facebook. A rock is like the first.
It's also the first GPS address.
I guess GPS too, because it would represent a location, right?
Yeah, that's why they have a rock statue in front of Canadian Brew House.
Oh yeah.
Because that means food.
So it wouldn't be Facebook though. I guess it would be Scentbook. Rock was like the first Facebook, but it'd be Scentbook. Yeah. And then like GPS too. That was the first pin that was dropped. Yeah. God dropped that pin.
Yeah. God dropped that pin.
Oh shit! How many viewers we got? Any good questions?
Nothing yet.
No viewers? Or we
have 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi guys, 21 people. Thanks for viewing. If you all would like to watch more of the podcast, go to the account, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube. We're on everything. This is a podcast, a comedy podcast in Canada. That is it. That is all the information you get. We wear purple shirts. No, it doesn't mean we're wussies.
You wear purple.
No matter how many homeless people tell me that I'm a wussy because I wear a fucking purple shirt.
You never told. He didn't say. Did he say you're?
No, he didn't say a wussy. But if I'm gonna walk by him and if he's gonna go, "Hey, purple shirt."
Yeah, that does sound like.
That's a threat.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't with a girl at the time, I would have beat his ass. So that's Yeah. That's why you got to be careful running around with purple shirts.
Yeah. Watch out.
Yeah. Except nowadays, well, this is a deep purple though. You know, nowadays more of the lighter purples, they're kind of more acceptable. It's when you go deep purple that people start getting a little bit like, hey, look at this guy. He's fucking peacocking over here with his purple shirt.
Peacocking.
Yeah, other dudes don't like it when other dudes peacock. Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes for a dude to hit another dude.
Is because he's peacocking around. He's showing his feathers.
Yeah, if you interpret, if you think he's peacocking or if you're threatened by him, another dude will hate another dude just for that. Yeah. But I think women are the same way.
Oh, 100%.
You know what's weird?
100%.
Sometimes I feel like women don't get as threatened by other women being more capable than them. Because the women are more like, oh, I'm good at this and you're good at this. But they get threatened by aesthetic and appearance. Whereas with men, they are more threatened by capability than they are by appearance.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going to say that's true, but I'm going to throw in my own little twist here, and this is just me personally. I feel more threatened if a female's better than art than me, like a little bit.
Okay, so that's like a capability thing.
Yeah, and cooking.
But you mean threatened by her as a person in terms of like you thinking you're better than her is one thing, but I'm talking more about threatened in terms of like if you guys were all in a situation, a social situation where everybody was single type thing, and you were trying to allure each other, that type of threatening. Not threatening to yourself personally, but threatening to your ability to get the other men. Oh. Yeah, men care more if they're around women. They care more if they are threatened if there's a guy who can do cool stuff and the other girl's like, look at the stuff he can do. Yeah. More so than like, look at this guy, he's so gorgeous. Men don't really care. If he's some dude who can't fucking do anything, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's interesting that way.
I've been around a guy who's felt threatened by another guy I was talking to. Like I was sitting and talking to guy number, we'll say 2, and then I was with guy number 1, and guy number 1 walks over and like kind of interrupts our conversation and like takes me away from the conversation.
Yeah, well, the question is does that make you feel good or bad? Because that's a man who is going towards his scent station, like we were talking about with the cats. That's a callback, people.
Scent soaker.
And scent soaker. You're his scent soaker.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the word soaker. What I had said would have been so much funnier than scent station. Soaker is just, it's one of those words, it's like moist though. It's
scent
like,
soaker sounds like a porn title.
Yeah, it definitely does. So, because some women really like that. A man staking his claim. And then some women, and though, I feel as though it comes down to like attraction and stuff, because it's like it's so tricky because there is women who react a certain way. Yeah, no questions. A lot of people, right? But no questions. Please give us some questions, everybody. Literally. We want questions about anything. Cats, anything. Society, politics, science, sports. What was I saying? Is our camera going?
Yeah, our camera's going.
What was I saying? Oh, that male and female. So staking your claim, and whether or not that makes you feel good or bad. I feel because there are so many things that like certain men will do that if a woman is really attracted or in a really place of swoon, she'll be fine with. But then if a different man that she just doesn't like does it, she'll be like, bar, bar, bar. And then that's kind of like sucks. It's one of the sucky parts about, I guess, relationships, But like, I don't think anybody should be in a relationship if there isn't like maximum level attraction. But there's so many relationships out there who are just like, they're just functioning business partners, and it's not about love or lust at all. Yeah. Which I feel is a little sad, but also I guess realistic. So, I don't know. So, a man staking his claim over you, does it make you feel icky or does it make you feel safe?
At first it made me feel kind of icky because I was like, God damn it, like don't you trust me? Like it's not like I'm gonna do anything. We're seriously having a conversation about his job, right? And then I felt flattered because I was like, okay,
see, so it's both.
Yeah, you think that,
That I could get. Okay, say the words that are coming to your brain. That I could get this guy.
That I could get this guy.
Continue.
Right, and
I see when you stall on words.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Yeah. So then I was like, oh, okay. So you still find me attractive as a partner, and
exactly.
Yeah.
So which way is a person supposed to take it? You know, it's tough to say. So, yeah. But anyway, so our cats were like basically at war.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And oh my God, was it ever funny? Hey, because Tybalt has been having, my cat has been having like squirty poops, like a little bit liquidy, not so great. And I've been trying to fix it. So what I started doing was giving her starch. So in her water, I sprinkle starch in there, and on her food, I put a little bit of starch on there because apparently it's supposed to help. And oh shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot where I was going with that story.
Well, she's been eating her food and getting like
this.
Oh
yeah. So basically, it's like what's funny is she'll eat her food and she'll have like white nose, like she'll look like a crazy person who's on cocaine, but it's a cat.
Yeah.
And she'll be running around the house, fighting your cat. So it just looks like a psycho cocaine cat, like looks like Cocaine Bear if it was a cat, you know. So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. Oh,
she's like, you guys talk about me.
Yeah. Everybody on TikTok Live, this is Tybalt.
She has her GPS
She's our
collar
mascot.
on.
Yeah.
So regal.
She is the regalest of the regal.
Do you think she's ready for the wall
Quick
test?
intermission. Oh, I think she is ready for the wall test, and we're gonna do it here live on TikTok. Just a sec.
Yes. See.
I just want her to be seen in her little bed for a little bit.
Aww.
There's the little cutie Tybalt. Oh, the phone's a little far away, but this is a cat. This is a Sphinx cat, a hairless cat. How many viewers do we have right now?
21 still.
21 still.
Yeah.
All right.
Black.
Well, thank you to our 21 faithful viewers. You might all be bots, but either way. I think we're getting towards a time where we maybe should call this quits. Are we coming towards 20 minutes again on our second video?
No, like 11.
11, okay. But
11,
we are, I think we're approaching 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we might as well call this an episode but you know what? Let's quickly, before we do that, I want you to talk to the podcast for a moment anonymously. I'm going to have a quick bathroom break.
Okay.
And we may edit this out, but have a quick talk to the audience, and then we're going to talk about Ben. Ben Bankus, the comedian. Okay?
Yes. News update on him.
Yes. So tell them what you want to tell them, okay?
Okay.
Tell the audience some things that are important to you.
Important to me. Jesus. Not a very good talker I'm by myself. I think Yeah. Sorry. I think everyone should have a robe. If you don't have a robe, go get one. It's glorious. I had my coffee out on my deck with my robe on because I'm officially on holidays and it's been a month in. And this is usually the point in my life where I don't really care what people are thinking, especially my neighbors. So here I am sitting in my robe having coffee on the deck at 9 in the morning, by the way, where everyone should be going to work. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, honestly, do it. If you're on holidays, I don't care if it's a week, if it's a day.
Just wear your robe to the grocery store.
Oh, that's a new one. Would I get kicked out? What if I wore slippers and a robe to a grocery store?
I wonder.
I'm going to try with Walmart because I feel like Walmart would be like a good toe in the water situation.
Grocery store is tricky, like as to what the clothing etiquette is there, you know?
Yeah.
Because I've worn essentially jammies there all the time.
You wear jammies? I always feel like a rebel.
I don't wear jammies, but like, my regular clothes are like my jammies. So, like real sloppy sweatpants and just like a sloppy shirt.
Yeah.
You know? How am I any better than somebody wearing a robe? I'm no better.
I don't know. It doesn't. Should it really matter?
Robe is more fancy for house attire.
Yeah.
Than sweatpants and a tee. Right?
Yeah.
Robe is like fancy house attire.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it a house coat. It's not even called a robe. It's called a house coat.
A coat.
So this person is fucking coated up, and I'm not.
Yeah.
So they could make fun. They should be making fun of me. You should go to the grocery store like that. Yep. Yeah. I think that's what we've landed on here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't know.
So Yeah, the cocaine cats and damn. So Ben Bankus, he's in it. The process. He's always in this process already. But like we had him on the show a while ago. He's a great comedian. He was coming through our city. Yeah, he is in a bit. His cancellations have ramped up a bit more hefty. So like people are like, and mostly because they're attacking this Asian voice that he does, which is one of his best skits that he does on social media. He doesn't actually even publish that much comedy content. Like he does, but like it's few and far between. One video every couple weeks, maybe. It's a lot of what he does is fucking Asian impressions. So we'll talk about that. But then also, dang it, trains of thought have been going off for me, off of the little tracks.
He made an announcement, didn't he?
What was that announcement? His announcement about living with an immigrant?
Oh, he made that one? No, I thought, it was a different one, I thought.
Funny. I was talking about how he doesn't publish that much comedy content. Oh, he does have a podcast. It's called The Ben Bankus Show, so you should go and check that out. And, geez. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed. Well, what did you all talk about while I was gone? I was in the bathroom and I just was I heard this big
Yeah, and then you gave me shit. You're like, quit me. And then I talked about robes because
oh, that was it. That was all of it. Yeah, I guess that wasn't a very long break. But yeah, Ben is so funny. I think essentially the debate over this most recent cancellation of his is over his Asian impressions. Mm-hmm. Okay? We're recording?
Yeah, it's good.
He does several Asian impressions that have gotten him canceled and stuff. Mm. And like he started with the Theresa Tam when he was sort of in his little protest about various things, and now his city, Toronto, has a new mayor, and we all know he did his joking. I don't have the T-shirt up there now. He did his joking run for mayor of Toronto, and so a Chinese lady won. Her name is Olivia Chow, and you have to realize Ben is like the most popular comedian basically in Toronto, like right now, and which makes him effectively the most popular comedian in Canada. Yeah. There's no other comedians that are Canadian and as young as him, who aren't already popped. Like we're not comparing him to like a fucking, who's that guy who was in that movie? Would you like some sausage? Who's that guy? Tom Green. Like, we're not comparing him to Tom Green, okay, or fucking Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's a musician. We're not comparing him to any of those guys. But in terms of, like, the medium level, he's the most famous comedian in our country right now. He really is. Mm-hmm. If you can think of another one, shout it out. So, that is... And you see him out there doing this stuff. You see him out there doing Asian impressions and making fun of the mayor and stuff. But and if you've ever seen these Asian impressions that he does, sorry, this is a little long-winded. I'm going to get to the point here. His Asian impression is like very over the top. Mm-hmm. Like, should I try it?
If you want to.
So, just go to his social media and you'll see it. And it's like he's been getting canceled, and venues have been canceling on him because of this Asian impression. Do you think that doing an impression of another race constitutes racism? And you don't have to answer that because I'm not putting it on you. Yeah. Let's just talk about. You don't have to answer it. Let's just talk about it. Because I'm not so, depending on the context, I'm not so sure that it is. Because if you're on the street and some dude sees you and doesn't know you, and you're just a more mediocre type person, not a fucking mayor. Mm-hmm. And they see you and they start doing an impression of you and making fun of you in that way. Mm-hmm. That is one thing. But in the context of being a famous comedian and a successful immigrant politician, even if, by the way, I don't know Olivia Chow's upbringing. I'm not sure if her parents she was born here 40 years ago. And her parents maybe moved here a long time ago. I don't know, sure. That's fine. But to have that, she's a success, is my point. And when you have a comedian and a successful politician, that is almost like a mutually beneficial relationship. They're each boosting each other's credibility. Yeah. By the politician hitting back and saying, look at this idiot, that is the whole idea of this is how it works, right? This is this is some real comedy philosophy here for a second, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the whole king jester relationship, right? Because in today's society, the politicians are the kings,
Mm-hmm.
and the comedians are still the jesters. It's just different words.
Yeah.
So that's what I find myself thinking about is our debate about education versus assimilation. Thanks for listening, and any questions or concerns for the show, as well as voice recordings and voice messages that you'd like us to listen to, or advertisement inquiries, please forward those along to CanadianTalkWithStephan@gmail.com. Thanks. We also have a website, Stephanjackson.ca, where you can find a back catalog of all our episodes, and we're also on YouTube, where you can find the video versions.